Hello and welcome. Recently I got this 11th generation Kindle e-reader, and it's a lovely device, especially in this blue color. However, there is just one small problem that I have with this one. I didn't buy a case for it. Now, I could go out on Amazon and purchase a case for this e-reader, but I make my own cases, and I think it'd be more fun if I took one of my existing case designs for my Kobo e-readers and convert it so that it will work with this Kindle. So join me as I modify my GLoA e-reader case so that it will work with the Kindle 11th generation e-reader. So how do I make my e-reader cases? Thankfully, not completely from scratch, since I can reuse much of the material that was used to make an existing case like this one for the Kobo Nia for my Kindle 11th generation, from the fabrics and some of the plastics. While obviously the Kobo Nia sleep cover and the Kobo Nia arms cannot be reused, I still can reuse the design files that I made to make the case, which I can make by taking careful measurements of this Kindle, making a rough template of my Kindle shape in FreeCAD, then creating a profile for the arms based off of the provided outline. I can then add the mounting holes so it can be screwed into my existing back plastics. All that's left for me to do is to measure the depth of the case so the arms can protect the e-reader with protrusions that will hold the e-reader to the case so it won't fall out. With the finishing touches of fillets to strengthen the part, cutting in strain relief to allow the arms some flexibility, and finally cutting away any excess so the arms don't fetch on anything in a bag or break prematurely. With the arms done, I can now print it, measure how off the designs were, and make the appropriate adjustments. While I tried to get my measurements to be as accurate as I can make them with the tools that I have, what's important is the way the arms feel in use. Perhaps the arms are just a little too tight to the printed body, or I didn't give the arms enough width so that they can easily get in and out of the case. Little changes as small as 0.1 millimeters can make a world of a difference to how the e-reader feels and is usable in the case. With the desired results where the arms softly fit and hold into my e-reader just so, and releases perfectly and works just like I want them to. And with this set of good feeling PLA arms, all that's left for me to do is to label them for the Kindle 11th generation and reprint them in a tougher material like PETG so that it can withstand the heat better than PLA. So while those arms are being printed, I think it'd be a good time to make the sleep cover. Now, a sleep cover in an e-reader is a rather simple device, because the sleep cover isn't in the cover, it's actually in the e-reader. You see, it's a little tiny magnetic switch that, when a magnet is brought close to it, will activate the switch, sending a signal to the e-reader to tell it to go to sleep. The trick is knowing where to place the magnet. And that's where this little wand comes in. It has a magnet embedded in it, and what I can do is I can scan over my e-reader. Eventually, it will activate the magnet, and from there I can narrow down the magnet's positioning. Once I've narrowed down the magnet's positioning, I can take a magnet which I would be putting into the sleep cover and narrow down the magnet position even further, and eventually taping it to a blank sleep cover, which I could then use to figure out the rough position of where the magnet should be embedded into the cover. And from here, it's just a waiting game of printing out my draft covers, testing to see if the magnet's in the right position, then reprinting it in the new orientation, checking again and just slightly adjusting it so that I will eventually get a sleepcover that will work first time, every time. And with a freshly printed set of PETG's arms, along with a fresh sleep cover, all that's left for me to do is to put a magnet in the sleep cover. Then I can just take this existing e-reader case, unstitch it, and restitch it with the new sleep cover and attach the arms. This feels like the most time-consuming part, but man, are the results worth it. One completed GLoA e-reader case for the 11th generation Kindle. And the best part is, if any part of this e-reader case breaks, or specifically if the arms breaks, it's just 4 screws and a fresh print, and the case is repaired and I can continue using it. Or even better, if I ever buy myself a new Kindle in the future, or even switch over to Kobo, or back to Kobo in my case, all I would need to do is buy new plastic components for the sleep cover and the arms, and I can continue using the same case as I've been. It is absolutely brilliant. We are selling these GLoA e-reader cases as both completed units and kits on our store at 16bitstore.com. But if you are adventurous and want to try making this yourself by 3D printing our designs and figuring out the cover for yourself, we do provide the files on our GitHub page as well as on Printables and Thingiverse, and those links will be in the description below. But anyways, thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have yourself a good day. I'm going to enjoy reading on my Kindle, and as always, take care.